All right, guys, welcome to math. We are on to 3D shapes like we started last week on Friday. So our solve and share today is, are all three of these shapes considered cylinders? Explain why or why not. Well, let's remember what a cylinder actually is. A cylinder had two flat faces and round around the sides. Remember, there are no edges, two flat faces, and round. Are all of these, do all of these have two flat faces? Yes, all of them have two flat faces. So if I were to write that, I can put that for my explain why. I can say yes. Okay. They have two flat faces and are round. So that would be my explanation. So even though this one is short, this one looks like a hockey puck to me. So even though this one is short, it still has one and then one on the bottom, two flat faces, and is round. This is a cylinder that we're used to looking at, that it's standing up all on its own. See, there's my cylinder. Okay? But this would still be a cylinder if it was laying on its side. So no matter what, as long as it has its two flat faces and it's round, then it is a cylinder. Good job, guys. Let's go to our visual learning.
Are these all the same kind of 3D shape? Let's find out.
All right, guys.
How are these shapes alike?
How are they alike? Let's look at them. Does anybody know what this shape is called? Anybody remember? These are all rectangular prisms. They are alike because they have how many sides? Let me find one right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. 12 edges, 4 on each side. So these are all, rectangular prisms.
They all have 6 faces, 8 vertices, and 12 edges. How are these shapes different? They are different colors and sizes. They are also in different positions. We define 3D shapes by the shape and number of faces or flat surfaces, and by the number of edges and vertices. How can you define a rectangular prism? It is a shape that has 6 faces, 8 vertices, and 12 edges. Are all of these shapes rectangular prisms?
Select your answer.
What do you guys think? They just counted all of their edges, vertices, and faces. So were they all the same? Yes.
Yes, They all have the traits needed for rectangular prisms. Why are these shapes not the same kind of shape?
Why are they not the same kind of shape?
One shape has no flat surfaces. Some have no vertices, and some have no edges. The flat surfaces on one shape are rectangles, and on another are circles. Color does not define shapes. Just because shapes are the same size or color does not mean they are the same. These shapes are all green, but there is a rectangular prism, a sphere, and a cylinder. Color does not define shapes. What is each of these shapes? How do you know?
Well, we've already done these shapes, right? How many faces do they all have? They all have 8 faces. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 6 faces, 5, 6. They have 8 vertices. Remember, a vertice is our corner. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And they have 12 edges, and our edges are our points between our vertices. Our points between our vertices.
Each of these shapes is a rectangular prism. All of the shapes have 6 faces, 8 vertices, and 12 edges. Are all of the rectangular prisms facing the same way? No, they are not all facing the same way. Are all of the rectangular prisms the same size? No, they are not all the same size. Does size or position determine if the shapes are rectangular prisms?
Okay, does size or position determine if the shapes are rectangular prisms? Well, let's find out. Okay, it says drag the correct label below each set of shapes. Okay, so are these all the same shape? Just because they're different sizes and different positions, are they the same shape? Yes. Same with our cylinders. Just because they are in different positions and this one's shorter and this one's longer, it still is the same shape. Okay, now these are all the same color, but are they all the same shape? No, there is a rectangular prism, a sphere, and a cylinder. And then these ones, these are all spheres. These look like marbles. So they're, even though they are different colors and different sizes, they are still all the same shape.
No. Color, size, and direction don't define a shape. Some things about these shapes are different, but they are all rectangular prisms.
All right, guys. Now let's go on to our practice. This says, move my camera a little bit, sorry. Circle the words that are true for the shape. Now remember, we just learned that size, direction, and color does not matter. So we need to make sure that we only circle the words that are facts, that are true. Okay, so here is my yellow cone, just like their yellow cone. All cones, are all cones yellow? Think about an ice cream cone. Is that cone yellow? think about your snow cone. Is that cone yellow? Okay, so are all cones yellow? No. Do they all have one vertice? Yes. Are all cones are open shapes? Nope. Mine is not open. A ice cream cone is an open cone, but this cone has no openings. And can roll. So if I put this on the table, can it roll? Well, where it's at, it cannot roll. But yes, this cone can roll. So it has one vertex and it can roll. All cones have one vertex and can roll. Some cones are open shapes, but not this cone. Okay, so this is what you'll be doing in our practice today. Make sure you're not just looking at one cube, you're thinking about all cubes, and you're thinking about all cylinders. So don't just look at this one picture. All right, guys, have a great day. I will see you later. Bye.